I call this presentation a market untapped, because that's what I feel it is entirely. I didn't invent this, but I have innovated it, and I will show you how. Now, first things first, some of you might be a little uncomfortable with this idea.
Very weird.
It's a bit abnormal, is it not, Noah?
I expressed my concern.
It is.
All right.
I'm gonna let him have some
Do you
freedom.
mind if I take notes?
You may take notes, yes.
And like I said, you guys are sharks, so.
Sharks
Just making
take
sure I'm
notes.
investing that money in this.
All right. Before I dive into this, I'd like to ask all of you to be mature about this and to think of questions in your head for the end, if you have them.
Relevant.
I'm writing down
Relevant questions, though. Correct. All right. So, first up first, the unseen need. Why do we need the male bra? I like to call it the bro, or the manzier if you're British. So, there are a couple of demographics here. People who suffer from genetics or gynecomastia, over 200,000 cases per year, where a man, his breast could be enlarged, abnormal proportions. It can be embarrassing for people to walk around like this as a man. With age, as people get older, maybe they sag a little bit. Their backs, they don't work as well they used to. They may get a little hunched over. This could help with that. Or how about someone who just isn't physically fit enough? Maybe someone who's so far gone that working out isn't a viable option anymore, and say they can't afford surgery. This could help.
I'm intrigued.
I
Not
like
for
it.
me. Not for
I like it. For me.
Now, I did even more research to see if this already existed. It does. These are from actual websites. Unfortunately, as you can tell, it is very emasculating what they have here. They've simply taken a woman's bra, like this one, and they've simply put the title of male bra on there. Not only that, but these are cheap quality. You know how much this cost me at Target?
$2.
$13.
Bro, we were close.
Bras are much more expensive than you might think. An average bra, what does it cost if it's decent? Like $50? Or is that too cheap? I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
And if they're not cheap quality, high price. For example, well, this is the most expensive one here, $42. It still hasn't reached $50, but for a man that can be quite expensive because we don't typically wear bras. I know, I don't. But I'm not one of the demographics. I'm not suffering from gyneco. Now, look at this.
There you go.
A normal bra typically has about 100 parts in it in order for it to work, some of them over. For a man, I don't think the bra needs to be as complicated as it would for a female. It's just me, because it would be more of a utilitarian bra than, say, for simply looks. It's very true. This is more of a sports bra. This is what I imagine for the bro. Sort of a compression vest, maybe.
Oh, the bro. That's genius, Loki.
Yeah, the bro.
Alright.
Hold all questions till the end. With a simpler design and a more comfortable material, I think this can be accomplished. Which, for a male bra, it absolutely could, right, Lauren?
Yeah.
You've seen this presentation twice already.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Lauren. Yeah, it's pretty good. I like it.
He's a genius.
Visionary.
Should've seen it once around.
If we could make the design simpler with a more comfortable material that, yes, would technically be cheaper, but still comfortable, we could get a mix of utilitarian and comfort that could help the people who need this, which by my count, there are around 7 demographics that I could target with this that would need this. I will list them out at the end. Now, the profit from this, from what we can take advantage of. The lingerie business is projected to have $55.83 billion in it by 2024. I looked at the numbers, about 15% of the world is first world, the people who could maybe afford a luxury item like this. Or more of a utilitarian, if you need that. And 51.9% of the world is male. I'm going to assume that that number will hold for the 15% who are first world. based on that assumption and based on the demographics, I calculate about 272,475 potential customers roughly. And if we sold the bra, if we could get it down to about $25, half the price of a decent bra, make a $10 profit, that leaves us with $2.7 billion the first year in sales.
Wow.
At max. It may be a little lower, maybe we get lucky it's a bit higher. Still money,
Right.
still profit.
It's more than so yeah.
Now, throughout this presentation, I've answered 3 questions.
Yes.
Why do we need it? How could we do it? Roughly. And the profit. There's one question left unanswered. Marketing. How can you guys help?
Wait.
You got a question? You may ask.
Let's talk to that.
Yes. Your question, sir?
So do you have an offer?
Do I have an offer?
Yes. How much are you asking for?
How much are you asking for?
How much am I asking for? Well, seeing as you're the marketing team, I wasn't really asking for an investment from you guys. I was asking for you to help me come up with a way to market this to the people who need it. Because that was the one thing that I could not get past myself. But being the McKeel marketing team,
Yes.
I figure you guys could do this.
There's Instagram influencers.
Huh?
Instagram influencers. Yeah.
If you want to market it on social media, you can do that.
I have a friend named Humby. Ask him find somebody to model it and he can put on his Instagram.
Someone who could model it,
Yes.
that would also be very helpful.
Exactly.
Or if someone who could model this and demonstrate why a bra such as this is so bad.
Can I tie it
Not
on?
giving permission.
I need to see
I
the
wore it
line.
over a shirt though, because it does not fit here. Which is why we need to also resize these for men.
Don't we just try stuff on the Shark Tank
About
thing?
how you can make them custom with Val.
Yes, that is another thing. Some people won't simply want to wear a normal boring bra. Who cares about that? Which is why I did bring someone else in who would happily put custom designs on them if someone wanted it. Say you wanted to put Goku on there.
Oh.
You could do that.
Naruto?
Yes, Naruto.
Hit the go. Hit the go.
I have a question.
Yes.
Would you Hey. Alright, so you know how we wear tank tops or something undershirt?
When you
Would
say
you-
we, like men?
Yeah.
Yes, this is for men, not for women.
Alright.
I could.
That already exists.
Of course, we could also work on making the women's bra simpler, but I think we should focus on
The
The men.
the realistic one.
Yeah.
So back to my question. So have you thought about integrating the technology into the undershirt? So it doesn't look too weird.
So the bra, but with an undershirt attached to it. That way men would feel more comfortable wearing it.
Exactly.
That's a good idea.
Exactly.
I would wear it.
However, adding on the additional material could raise the price a little
Oh, that could be another
bit.
price.
We're aiming for it to be affordable as
Right,
well.
right.
But it is a good idea.
Thank you. Just make sure to put my name in the.
How much would it cost to make?
Hey, bro. What's up, bro?
Here's
Would you wear the bro?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
Bradley, would you wear
I
have a friend that's wear it.
You need one.
That could be.
Honesty is the best policy.
I think it's okay, bro.
He's just trying to
Every
sell.
bro. Yeah, like a sports bro.
Based on-
weightlifting. For everybody. I need equality.
I mean, I got 2 rows down here.
Sir.
I got 2 rows down
Xavier?
here.
Xavier, your question you asked how much it would cost to make. Seeing as a typical bra sold at a decent price, $50, although a really good quality one can go for over $100. Yeah, it's expensive. That's because they have so many parts in them, which is why for a male, if we could reduce the number of parts and get a cheaper material, we could easily reduce the price. How low is the question though? Because we don't simply want to sell cheap bras. We want to sell good bras for cheap.
How are you gonna get people to buy the version? What?
That is why I am here. Marketing.
Hey.
That is the question of the day. The question of the day that I want you all to take home after this, how can you help?
Alright, hold on. Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So if you add the attachment, so you made it look like an undershirt, I would buy some and I'd market it. But like I wouldn't wear it myself. I would find somebody. But like I'll help you.
That's fine. I just need you to market it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
You made it look more like normal for like
I can
a
make
guy,
that
like an
song.
undershirt.
Call it the bro.
So like yeah.
I had a couple of contacts on the football teams, and a couple linemen have actually expressed this problem to me.
Yes.
So I can get you their information.
Oh.
That would be extremely helpful because, funny story, I actually got this idea in the lunchroom when I was talking to Uriel. Do any of you know Uriel in my grade?
Yes.
Yes. He also has this problem when he plays guitar, and it hurts. Exactly. Which is what gave me the inspiration for this idea. Because as I say, Because as I say, it is an unseen need. It is something that men are afraid to speak out against, mainly in the Western world. Which, by the way, that's part of the demographics. People in the East would be more open to this.
Right.
People suffering from gyneco or a genetic disorder. People who are not the most physically fit, even if they are physically fit, maybe their diet's not the best.
Right.
So it just never goes away. People who suffer from it with age. Now, there's also the fact of, I have also thought about, there may be some, I think they're called cross-dressers. They may also be interested in this. That's a new demographic, a bit of a strange one, but it is a demographic. And of course, in the end, we also want the Western side of the world. We want them to do it. That brings us to 7. We start off with 6. The 7th is the challenge. I just counted. I did too much math calculating the profitability. I'm sorry.
I have a
Work hard.
question. Where would this be manufactured?
Where would this be manufactured? Well, first we need to actually have a marketing campaign.
That's what we're trying
We need to have those potential customers be actual customers.
Need a song. Campaign song.
You need a logo? I got you, man.
You've seen this. Yes, Ms. Collins?
Ms. Bowens.
Are you sure that this product doesn't exist at some level?
Good question.
As I said in the
Because, I mean,
as I said in the broken market, it does exist in some level, but it is a broken market. We can take advantage of this broken market and fix it. Not only fix it, but we could own it if we could do it right. Which is why I like to say, which is why I'm very humble, I did not invent the man bra. I simply innovated it.
Wow.
Wow.
I need a part of this company. Let me get like 2%. Let me get like 2%.
All right. 2%.
Joseph, are you
30,000
staying
equity.
local for college?
30,000 low.
Yes. I'm going to Polk State.
Okay, because have you ever heard of a contest? Lauren competed in it her sophomore year. Have you ever heard of Slingshot Polk?
I have not.
Okay,
Explain.
because they actually now have a category. Slingshot Polk is an entrepreneurial contest for my students that have competed. Lauren, you guys were like, did you miss it? But it's an entrepreneurial contest sponsored by the Lakeland Chamber of Commerce, and they now have a category so that like a middle school and high school, but they also have a post-secondary where people can compete.
That's a good idea.
Slingshot Polk. It always kicks off in January, so it's done for this year. But
That's a good idea. We'll have to consider it next year.
But your confidence, I think when you give them definitely an A in confidence and concept.
That's it for the presentation. Just take away from it, how can you help? When you think about that question, 4 words. How can you help?
And what, did you come up with this concept in a class like economics? Because you said Lauren heard it twice.
Yes, we did have to come up with a product in economics, and Mr. Adams liked it so much that he had me present it twice. That is exactly what happened.
That's why he was so.
He was so happy that his face was frozen solid.
Yeah, he just had
It's a great pitch. It's a
Thank
great
you.
pitch. I
Joey, if you're
definitely
not a
think
businessman-
you need to come up with some type of prototype because obviously that's a female bra and a man is not gonna wear that unless he is.
Yes, I've worn it. It does not work.
So come up with something, that's why I said a prototype, something that's simple and looks cool, that guys are wearing, and something that looks sporty.
We could put bleach on there, like the show.
You can put like
Does anybody else have any questions for Joseph, Joey?
If there are no more questions,
Let's give
that's
him
it.
a